Hey guys, this is John Hang, and in yesterday's video I showed a home tour of my new house that I moved into just a few days ago. And though this house is great and it's amazing to own my own place, this place isn't without its flaws. And in today's video I wanted to show you guys everything that's wrong with the house, and maybe was this a mistake buying this house? Probably not, but let's start with the most minor things and then move on to the most major things that are wrong with the house. So let's get started. Alright, so we're at the front door, and obviously the previous owners just moved out and they hung a bunch of stuff, so there are tons of screw holes everywhere lying throughout the house that they haven't patched yet, which is very minor. They also left some hanging stuff, more random screws in the kitchen. So I believe that the previous owners did this trim work themselves, and it's fairly inconsistent in some places. Like here you can see that this easily comes out because it wasn't, I don't know, nailed in with a nail gun. And this isn't, oh god, it's not going to go. Ugh. Yeah, and it's not the only place that it's like that. If I go to the stairs over here, it's the exact same thing. So yeah, so maybe I need to do this myself. You can see here they nailed it, but here they didn't with a nail gun. I'm not sure why they did that. I showed in yesterday's video that a lot of the closets that are in the house don't actually have walls, or I mean doors, so we're gonna have to fix that also. We'll probably, so this house is older, and in the olden days, a lot of these closets had floor-to-ceiling doors. And nowadays that's kind of come and gone. And so now most doors aren't that tall. And so what we'll need to do is probably build a section of drywall that goes across here so we can fit a normal sized door. And we'll need to do that with every single closet in the house. All right, come into the back patio. More complaints about the trim work. They just randomly decided to stop doing trim in between the wall and the door. The same thing happens on the other side right here. So there's more of this trim stuff that isn't exactly perfect, but if I come around here, let me show you what's kind of funny. So I forget what this is called, like a quarter roundover. So we've got a piece of trim that I'm guessing is original, and instead of removing it, they just added another piece of trim on top of that, which is kind of weird. Well, actually, that trim falls around here, but since we have this wooden wall that was built on top of this wall, it's harder to tell that this is here. But so they just added trim on top of trim. Although I believe this kitchen was recently renovated, you can kind of see that the top of the cabinets weren't properly caulked, I think. So there's a little bit of separation between the ceiling and the cabinets. I don't think that that's a major issue, but something to note. Alright, so here's the sink, and here's another issue. It's kind of more major, I guess. None of the outlets in the house that should be GFCI are GFCI, so this one needs to be fixed. This one needs to be replaced with GFCI, as well as probably this one right there, as well as all the outlets in the bathrooms, garage, and outdoors. So here is the shower, and obviously when you step out of the shower, you expect a bath, or what is it called? A bath mat to be here, but there's an air vent right here, and so finding a slim air vent might be a little bit difficult. Minor issue. I think someone noted that this is a little wobbly. You can see you can see that it's coming up a little bit. So some more drywall cracking in the ceiling, and then here we've got an access panel to the attic, and this piece of trim on the access panel is broken. This is easy to fix. So here's the hallway closet. I showed you guys yesterday that this closet isn't even attached to the ceiling. I showed you guys this closet yesterday. It's not even attached to the railing, so I can swing it straight out like this. That needs to be fixed. Same thing here with the trim. They just added trim on top of trim, and so now it's almost like we lost an entire 2 inches off of each side of the room because of this. Alright, so this is the master bedroom. I think they hung like a TV over here, the previous owners, and they tried to fill in these holes with spackle, but they kind of did a pretty bad job about it, honestly. You can see that they kind of like had something stuck on their putty knife and just dragged it through and then didn't even sand it down or smooth it. But I mean, we're gonna repaint this room anyways, and I guess I'll do this myself. All right, so master bathroom door. Someone really tall must have just hit their head into the door or something at night. But yeah. Again, we're in the bathroom. There's no GFCI on this one. It needs to be replaced. Here's the shower tub. And if I looked over here, I actually didn't notice this until now, but the caulk on this has come loose. And so when you shower, there's a possibility of water getting behind this, which is a pretty big issue. That's actually probably why this came apart to begin with. So maybe there's even water damage underneath here already. In the basement ceiling, we have some air vents, and part of the trim is kind of falling apart. You can kind of see it there. It's not secured. Same thing with the other one. This one's in worse shape. All right, I already showed you guys this one yesterday, but showing it again. This door actually needs to become more of a door. It's really just a piece of wood being held on by... So it has one hinge here and another hinge that isn't attached anymore. So this door can freely float like that. And then also the lights down here don't work, so those need to be fixed. All right, so into the mudroom. This water heater needs replacing. It's kind of dark in here, but there's some corrosion around here, as well as some noticeable moisture underneath, which are signs that it needs to be replaced. So I have saved the best for last. This is the garage, and you can tell here that there's a ton of crap on the floor. Whoever used to live here even painted a handicap sign here. Another issue in here is that, again, none of the outlets in here are GFCI. I can't even remove this. This is just attached to the wall. One other thing with this garage is that we have, first of all, it doesn't have an electric opener. Second of all, it has an access panel here. And so if I were to install an electric opener, where would I put it? I would have to probably make this inaccessible now by putting the rail system here. And then I would probably have to cut another access panel back here. That's not too bad of an issue, I guess. One other thing is that these tracks for the garage door are fairly low profile, and so I will probably need to figure out, I think that the garage opener I got will fit these, but I'll have to see if that proves problematic. Alright, so one thing I forgot to mention is that this entire garage is controlled by this one switch. And so imagine if I did want to put an electric opener in here, I would need to reroute the power so that one of the outlets, probably this one right here where I plug it in, that outlet needs to stay always on despite whatever position this switch is on. So that's going to take some electrical work as well. So I'm behind the garage, and you can see here that the garage windows have a good amount of wood rot. So these windows all need to be replaced, as well as the one on the other side of this garage. Alright, so I almost forgot about this since I haven't been out that often, but this railing back here is a little wobbly. I guess that's not too big of an issue. Outside here is the back entrance, which is kind of filled with leaves, and we do have a storm drain here, but I always really worry about all these leaves causing an issue here and doing some flooding. But it seems that all the water runs away from the house, so it's not too bad. Oh look, it's the John Deere right there. I really hope that they don't do this like all day every day. Alright, so that's my house and everything wrong with it. I'm sure that there's going to be more things that come up the longer that I live in this house, but overall this house is really well built, and you know, I'm really happy with this place still. So I think that this place so far has been worth it, even though it's only 2 days in. Only time will tell. So if you like this video, and if you want to see more, consider subscribing or liking this video. If you have any other concerns about this house, drop a comment, and until next time, peace.